everyone, thanks for joining me. This is going to be an update video on the house, mainly cutting down this large branch you can see that's hanging over the front porch. This branch is a little bit scary. I think in an ice storm and some wind, this branch could come down. And once you're about to start doing as much work as I'm going to do, you certainly don't want that branch falling down on you at any time. I'm also going to be putting a temporary power pole to do the work on this house out in the yard, as I've already had the main power line, cable, and phone lines dropped. And this is the type of work that if you're not familiar with it, you really should leave it up to a professional. Even me doing this was probably halfway stupid, and I just took every precaution I could for what I'm doing. Basically, I cut out the wedge on the bottom, sort of in the direction I wanted it to fall, cut a relief cut, got off the ladder, and let the truck do the rest. That is just one of the 3 cuts that I needed to make to get this entire branch down. The branch comes off the tree and splits into 2 smaller branches, and when I say smaller, that one was about a foot at the bottom and the other branch was maybe 9 or 10 inches. So there's that one, and I'm going to come through next and just start trying to get that branch down to the ground to where the net isn't laying on top of it. Even a branch like this, you can see the branch moving. It can have a lot of tension because all those smaller branches that are in contact with the ground are being bent right now, and it's under a lot of tension. And you can cut something, that whole branch can spring out, or one of the branches you're cutting off can come out and hit you. So you really have to be careful. I should have had my chaps on doing this part. Got the helmet on. I should have maybe even had a face mask on. That can kind of protect your face a little bit if something big comes and hits you in the face. In general, you really can't be too careful when you're holding a chainsaw in your hands, especially when you're working with larger branches like this. Gravity works very good. Big heavy objects fall fast, so you can't forget that ever. Here's the second part of the branch, and I do so the same way as the first one. I cut out a wedge in the bottom, more in the direction of it's being pulled, do a relief cut on top until I hear it pop, and then I let the truck do the rest. And you can see here how much tension this branch is under once it's hitting the ground, how far to the left it actually goes. And that's why you really want to be standing clear anytime something like this is falling. Really, you shouldn't be standing anywhere under the tree at all, because the whole tree, in the case of smaller trees, can shake and cause other branches, like a dead branch for example, to fall out. And this particular tree does have some dead branches. And then there's the main sort of trunk of that branch. I'm not sure what you call it. The part before it forks out. And that was just me stand tree cutting. And I did cut a wedged out cut on the underside, but the chain was loose and the cut got a little off. It didn't matter. That was just a simple cut, just to drop that part. And then later I flushed that up a little bit closer to the tree. Well, that is it for the exciting part of the video. The rest is just cleanup. I'm going to cut all this stuff up into pieces that will fit inside the wood stove of this house and use that to keep it heated while I'm doing the work. And I start out using my little battery saw and then transition to my gas saw for the bigger stuff. And I'm going to talk more about that little battery saw later on. As far as progress on the house goes, this is about all I've done so far. I've also got the permits. And again, I dropped the main power line, phone line, and the cable line from the pole out there in front of that white house you see in the background. Next up is getting that temporary pole installed and the line put on it to the power company, and then I'll be able to actually start working on this house. And I have another house that I'm working on that I mentioned, I believe, in the other video where I sort of revealed this house, and I need to finish that one and get that sold first, and then that money will go towards fixing this house, or a portion of it will at least. So I'm looking forward to all the work. I'm not sure what the first thing I'm going to do. I'm really trying to formulate right now what I kind of want end result wise, like what I'm going to do with the house. I don't believe I will live in it, as I don't have a shop at this house, and I don't see a reason to build a shop or set a shop up in some way at this house for the amount of time that I would want to stay in it. I'm not saying 100% I wouldn't live in this house, but I just don't think it would make sense to my other kind of goals. I think it would be better to go ahead and get this one fixed and sold. I'm not interested at all in renting it, as it's just going to be too much work to have what happens to a rental house happen to this one. I'm currently fixing up the house that I'm trying to sell right now up for the 3rd time, and I've only owned the house 6 years. So with that said, you know, you can see just how much can occur. I mean, I should have sold that house the first time I fixed it up, and I would have profited pretty good on that house. But as a result of fixing it up 3 times and having problematic renters in the house, that's going to be more of just kind of getting rid of that house and breaking even. I will make some money off of it. It's going to be very little for the amount of effort that's gone into it, but I'm okay with that. It was a big learning lesson, and using what I've learned on this house, and I'm not going to cause myself any problems. I'm going to get this one fixed, sold, and move on to the next one, and then hopefully over time build that into something that I can use for kind of fulfilling some of the dreams that I've talked about in other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, click the subscribe button on the left-hand side of the video, and you'll be able to easily follow along with future videos. You can also visit my channel, Homemade Home, for more home-related videos as well.